Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Abby with Abby Reviews, and this is going to be my review and recap of Chasing Dallas Season 3, Episode 8, and it is called The Perfect Setup. Okay, so last time we were here, foolishness and shenanigans abound, and we gonna jump right back into that, I'm sure. So let's see what's happening while I figure out food, because I will not be eating this. All right, so we go back to Chicago, and there's no other drama besides that little stuff that popped off at the end of the last episode. Reese is able to host without. So we move. Carrie D sings beautifully. I didn't get a DM from you, Carrie, of a video of you singing "Happy Birthday" to me on Wednesday. I'ma just assume that it's on its way. Meanwhile, we then go back home and Trey Howard is having a conversation with Eric. I forgot he was on the show. And y'all gonna be mad at me, but I legit heard wah 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 wah. I don't know. I don't care. It's like I'm not invested into Eric James as a person. I'm not invested in him as a character on this show. I don't really care. I'm not invested in them calling him Bufanda. I don't care. I'm so sorry that you're in your feelings about it, but I legit don't even, I don't even have even the semblance of caring about any of those things. You showed me who you were from jump with the retreat, and then how you carried some of this behavior over to the small parts that we've seen of you in the beginning of the season, and that's enough to know that I'm good on it. I don't need it. So that's that. Trey done invited him to this birthday pajama jammy jam situation. He said he got to pray on it and think about it, whether or not he gonna come. He come or don't, I don't care. But yeah, they had a whole conversation. And I legit, I swear to God, I tuned them out. I don't know half of what the hell they said. I'm sure it was important. So, yeah, that's all I got for that. Yeah, they're trying to invite him and bring him into the fold, and we're going to see how that works out. I don't care though, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so next up is Markel and Trey Howard. It's a very Trey Howard heavy episode. And they are planning a pajama jammy jam. Everybody is invited, including Reese, George, Dre Simba, Eric James. Big Body Beans has been invited to the situation. They speculating on whether or not it was an actual thing between Trey Howard and Reese, not Trey Howard, Big Body Womack, and Reese, and how Reese was gonna buy him a tub. Now George said, I understand you getting somebody's hair and nails done, but buying them a tub is definitely like a partner situation, not like a potential boyfriend, potential girlfriend. But, you know, you in relation with somebody and they buying a house and you offer to purchase them a tub for said house that you know that you possibly gonna have to put your body in. That's how that comes off to me. But who is me? What do I know? Also, I feel like it's gonna be super messy on purpose at this pajama jammy jam. But we gonna see what happens. Okay. Amani Van Zamp. So she did her assessment, right? Because she's here to help you fix your shit. She ain't made an attempt to fix shit this season. Not even a little bit. And if she shaded December any harder, he would be a whole different color. Daughter, you should even stop trying to fake the funk. Just let this be an ad for your fan, your Click Clack fans. Don't even do an assessment anymore because you're not assessing anything. Okay, now that was a super cute thing. A lot of information was given. I enjoyed that section. So Reese is having a little putt-putt golf night with Dior, Ariel, and Carrie D. They talk about Carrie D's performance that he went to, that Dior went to. Dior tells his unfortunate experience of getting scammed by this guy for the space that he was using for his salon. And he was so upset, and I was upset for him. Jesus Christ. And Ariel at first was upset because she was like, she hadn't heard from Dior in a while. That's why her hair was Halle Berry's. I liked your hair, Ariel. I'll be get over myself in just a second. So, Dior tells them how they had rented the space from the man, and the man that they were leasing the building from, the space from, he also had a space in the building. He wasn't the building's owner. So, and he didn't have permission to lease out the other spaces. And then he stopped paying his rent. Apparently they were there for 10 months before, and they wouldn't have known anything until they saw the eviction notice on the door. And then they was calling the man and trying to figure out, they ended up getting in touch with the building owner. The man who was fleecing them, who was scamming them, got mad that they went over his head to try and figure out what was going on. And it was just they got put out the building. They had to force the people to let them back in. The man wouldn't show up. It was just like a whole thing. Both Carrie D and Ariel had the reaction that I had, like, well, we can go burn that motherfucker down to the ground at this point. Like, if they, but Dior said no, none of that is necessary. They're going to go through proper channels. They're going to sue them, try to get their money back, because it was unlawful what that man did. He stole all their money. And then first on top, that's on top of the owner of the building suing him. So we going to see. Because if you pay $1,500 a month for 10 months faithfully, that's $15,000 off gate, plus the $4,200 for all the renovations, and that was just for the painting, they said. So you owe them excess of 20 grand. So you're gonna have to come up off that money. You can't just scam people like that. That's rude and disrespectful. So after that, they got up to play putt-putt. Fun was had by all, and so everybody is in a good space. And I think this pajama situation is next, and that seems like that's going to reignite some issues. Okay, so we go to Carrie D and his grandmother, and it's her birthday, and then he takes her to this little catfish spot, and his grandmother is adorable. We love to see it. A little heartwarming scene. And you know, we love people giving people their flowers while they're still alive to smell them. So happy birthday to Carrie D's Meemaw. You know, we love a good Meemaw around here, around this piece. And he was like, what, you 21? And she was like, exactly. It was too cute. I love it. All right, now we done started this pajama jammy jam situation. Like I said, everybody is invited. I already told it's gonna be a mess. They're gonna be drinking. The drinks already got crazy name called pink parties, Power Ranger, and something else. And it's shady. It's already starting off shady. I don't know how this gonna go. It feel like it's gonna go way left, but we gonna see. So they're playing this icebreaker game. and the questions are shady, so they're giving shady answers, and they know they're gonna get shady responses. So I don't even know what's the purpose. Is this just to come and cuss each other out and be nasty and mean towards each other? What is the purpose of this whole event? I don't understand. I don't get it. So you invited what's the baby's name? What is his name? Dre. You invited Dre Simba. So you invited Dre Simba just to immediately. First of all, I was gonna give you points because you didn't start at the door. When he came in, you was just like, oh, okay, cool. And you didn't start to give him fever immediately when he walked in through the door. But you 2 seconds into this drunk family feud situation, and you giving him fever, which he fires right back at you, and rightfully so. Because you did indeed start it. And then George and Reese, the question becomes, why is this a question? Do you think that Reese and, I almost called him Trey Melvin. That's not that child's name. Big Body Beans. Do you think they really had Reese and Womack? Because I'm going to stop calling that baby Big Body Beans because it's rude. It's disrespectful. I'm sorry, honey. But that's all I can think of, because every time I see you on Instagram, you half naked. That's why I call you Big Body Beans. It's not an insult. It's a compliment. I said, okay, Big Body Beans, we see you. We see you. Ignore me while I'm putting on these nails. So, why is that even a question to bring up at this? Like, why y'all want drama? Y'all listen. Y'all just can't be peaceful. It just ain't gonna be no peace, I guess, with y'all. And now Premier says that of all the things that we can say about Reese, him making up a whole situation. So now George and Reese about to get into it, because George has smart comments to say about the situation between Womack and Reese, even though it happened before you even got to know or got with or whatever it is that you got going on with Womack. And so, child, it's gonna be a mess. I feel like this event is fruitless and pointless. Child, we gonna see. Okay, so I need Mr. James to hush and mind the business that pays him. Nobody is talking to you right now, baby. It's not time for you to try and grab the spotlight. And please don't test Dior like that just because his other children is not there. Like, Dior won't jump across that fucking table and mop that ass up. So for you, my daughter. Side note, shout out to Wooda Lee. Hey, Wooda Boo Boo. For coming to the party. I am Wooda Lee, and Wooda Lee is me, because Wooda Lee is in his phone talk about looking like this ain't got shit to do with. I just came to dance at Junior's party, and that's it. That's all I came to do. So shout out to the boo thing, husband to YB Entertainment, Wooda Lee. Oh my God, I'm trying to laugh to keep from crying at this damn episode. Jesus, fix it. Okay, so the next shady question that's asked is, who is the biggest clout chaser? Reese says it's Markel, and what he says is he's not necessarily calling it a bad thing to be a clout chaser, because everybody is clout chasing, to get their brand. I lost my train of thought. Oh, clout chaser. He's like, to build your brand. Like, he said you're the biggest clout chaser, whatever, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, cool, fine. Then we get to Trey Howard saying his answer for the question. Of course, he chooses Dre Simber. And Dre Simber is immediately offended. He said, how do you think I'm the biggest clout chaser? And he was like, Trey Howard was like, because there is a all of us have something that we can name, that we're chasing, that we're doing, that we're working time to have for. This show is not our claim to fame. We're just using this show to put a hyper focus on what it is that we do. Meanwhile, we don't know what it is that you do. We just know that you go from show to show to show. And so now Trey Howard and Dre Simber starting to get into it. And this goes back to when Jay Simber and got mad at me and El Teddy because we were having a conversation about him. And like, I was saying the same thing. Baby, what do you do? What is your brand? You're not speaking about what it is. Like, do you have t-shirts? I think he has a do-rag line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But we don't know any of those things for sure, because every time we see you, you're not promoting your brand or yourself. You are getting into arguments. You are cussing people out. You are putting people's business out on Front Street. We don't never see, oh, go buy my merch. It's on this website. Oh, I have a do-rag line. Go to www. whatever it is and cop a do-rag. We don't ever see what it is that, like, we see Dior out there doing hair and setting up his salon. We see Markel writing books and movie scripts and stuff like that. We see Trey Howard in his styling business and doing fashion shoots and all that other type of stuff. We see Ariel performing and sewing and all those things. But what we don't see, all we see is Dre Simber's personality. That's it. We don't see him promoting, like, so, because when all of this is over, you're going to need something else to go back to. So while you have this time and all this attention on you, should be the time that you're building your brand and building your following so that you can continue to eat off of what this brand. So that's all we're looking for from Dre Simber. Like, we love the personality. We love the rah-rah. We love the shade, the quick comebacks. We love all of those things, but we want you to win in the long term. So, like, how are we going to be able to support you? If we don't know how to support you. We can't even monetarily, like, buy no merch. Imani started just giving assessments to help fix the shit. Now she has all of this merchandise. She's on TikTok. She's doing all of these things because she took the hyper focus that was on her for being on this show and moved it to a different level. So this is the third show that you have been on, and we still have no idea what it is that you and your brand is about, besides being the jump off or the jump it off or set it off person. And I know you have to want more. Listen, I done lost my train of thought. Listen, we just want you to win, because this is not going to last forever. People's attention spans are short, and eventually this is going to get to its height and then it's going to fall off. So what is it that you're planning to do after that happens? You need something to continue to sustain you so you can be where the money resides, You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's what I think is what some of us are trying to understand, what's going on with you. But, you know, who is me? I'm just the old lady. Who is me? Okay, so Dre Simber is his voice is getting a little elevated. At this point, Markel is upset. He's like, if y'all don't sit down and shut the fuck up. And then there was like, and Dre Simber doesn't want to lower his voice. He's like, if you're not going to cash at me for this. Markel is like, if you're not going to cash at me for the room, because we about to get put out because they're going to call security if you don't shut up, then you going to have to get somewhere and sit down and be quiet. And so they end up putting Dre Simber out. He's arguing the whole way out the door. And I don't know why out of the clear blue sky, Eric James jumped up like he was really finna fight somebody. If you don't sit your stupid ass down, I know better. Child, who got the time and or the patience? Who got it? Who got it? Shit. I can't. That's how the episode ended. A mess. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a kin. And I'll